Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and today is September the 11th. I greet you this morning. I'm going to do you just for today in a meditation for September the 11th. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our H.O.O.D Recovery Services. You may reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Today is a special day in the USA, and I would like to acknowledge every family, every individual that was impacted by the September 11th, 2001 attack on the U.S. Anyone that lost someone, to all of our first responders, and all of the allies of every victim or survivor of 9/11. I would like to take a moment of silence, followed by the reversion of the Serenity Prayer, and acknowledge and thank you. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today. It has been 21 years, 21 years since 9/11. We have come very far. I thank my higher power for that. Let's go to the just for today. September 11th, bend with the wind. We learn to become flexible. As new things are revealed, we feel renewed. Basic text, page 102. Flexibility was not a part of the vocabulary we used in our using days. We become obsessed with the raw pleasure of our drugs and hardened to all the softer, subtler, more infinitely varied pleasures of the world around us. Our disease had turned life itself into a constant threat of jails, institutions, and death, a threat against which we hardened ourselves all the more. In the end, we became brittle. With the merriest breath of life's wind, we crumbled at last, broken, defeated, with no choice but to surrender. But the beautiful irony of recovery is that in our surrender, we found the flexibility we had lost in our addiction, the very lack of which had defeated us. We regained the ability to bend in life's breeze without breaking. When the wind blew, we felt its loving caress against our skin, where once we would have hardened ourselves as if against the onrush of a storm. The winds of life blow new airs our way each moment, and with them, new fragrances, new pleasures, varied, subtly different. As we bend with life's wind, we feel and hear and touch and smell and taste all it has to offer. And as new winds blow, we feel renewed. Just for today, higher power, help me bend with life's wind and glory in its passing. Free me from rigidity. Excuse me for just a moment. Thank you for your patience. A little bit under the weather today, but I'm still feeling very blessed, and it's an honor to be present on today. Been with the wind. We're talking about um, being more flexible. We're talking about being able to appreciate the journey and not necessarily the destination. Hopefully, you'll get to your destination, right? But do we have to always have things our way? Do things always have to go the way that we want them to be? Are we able to adjust when things come up that we weren't planning on? And if we're able to adjust, in what manner are we adjusting? Let's think about that, because the hope would be that we're flexible, that when life blows a certain wind our direction, and the wind would be a circumstance or a situation, that we would be able to bend with it. You know, something about palm trees. I'm sure they can burn with fire, and I'm sure that they can be uprooted by a tornado, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult because they bend. They are, by the way their trunk is made, there's like these little spaces that give them the ability to bend with the wind. And that's what we want our life to be like. We don't want to be a firm old oak tree that has no give in it, right? Oak is a very hard wood. When a wind that is strong enough comes along and blows an oak tree, it can easily uproot it, especially if the wind is powerful enough. Have you ever checked the weather on your phone? It'll tell you how strong the wind is. It'll tell you if it's 5 miles per hour blowing from the southwest, the northwest, the south, the north, the east, the west. It'll tell you all of that. And the only way we can know life circumstances that are coming our way and know the strength of what they're going to bring, the wind, the change, the damage that they're going to try to wreak havoc in our lives, is if you had some sort of superpower where you knew the future. Most of us don't have that. We might have intuition, but most of us don't know what's coming our way. I have no idea what's going to happen at 6 p.m. in my life today unless I plan to do something. And we can make plans, but we can't plan the results. So when these things come up, when the wind is blowing our direction and it seems quite mild, and you get into the thick of the day and you find out that this is like tornado type wind, don't let it uproot you from your recovery. Don't let it uproot you. Most trees that are uprooted are good for nothing other than firewood. Don't let it uproot you. Make up in your mind today that I'm going to bend with the wind. Start developing a habit of prayer and meditation. Quiet time. Just stilling your whole body and mind and spirit and settling in to just being present and watching your thoughts. Watch how they come so frequently. And you have to just acknowledge them and let them go away. Because if you obsess on trying to change the things that you can't change. And you don't have the wisdom to understand the difference between what you can change and what you can't. You don't have the wherewithal to know you need courage to change the things that you can. And you need acceptance for those things that you can. And if you don't have that wisdom, most of your days are pretty bad days. They have to be because you're spinning your wheels. Every thought that comes to you is not a thought that you need to act on. It's part of human nature. As long as you have breath in your body, there are automatic thoughts that come all the time. That's why meditation is so important to me. Because not only in that quiet moment, it allows me to see the crazy thoughts that come to me. They have no weight, they have no value. They're just thoughts. And I dismiss them as quickly as they come. I don't give energy to that type of thought that is causing me to doubt other people, mistrust, be angry about stuff conversations that you make up in your head that haven't even taken place because you're projecting what will or will not happen. Yeah. But if you can make up in your mind today that no matter what comes down the pike, I'm not going to stop my recovery. I'm not going to I'm not going to stop making meetings. I'm not going to stop calling my sponsor and interacting. I'm not going to stop waking up in the morning and pulling up H.O.O.D recovery services and listening to MightyStream do the just for today or the spiritual principle a day. I'm not going to stop those things. I'm not going to stop taking a moment of silence followed by the we version or the I version of the serenity prayer. I am not going to allow people that have absolutely no program bring me their trash and expect me to take it out. I'm not going to do it. But instead, I'm going to bend when things come my direction and I'm sensing that that's not for me. I'm going to let it pass me by. I'm going to bend with those circumstances that are my circumstances. Maybe I like them, maybe I don't. Maybe they're good and maybe they're not. But I'm going to learn how to bend in whatever direction it's blowing. With acceptance, self-acceptance, gentleness, mildness, humility, patience, long-suffering and endurance, honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. Make up in your mind today that when the wind is strong, your circumstances are powerful and blowing in your direction, and they're coming to break you like they would an oak tree, uproot you. Make up in your mind. When those moments come, I'm going to take a moment of silence and I'm going to relax. Those people that are trying to rush me to go do something for them, I'm going to look at my own schedule and see if it fits in my day. You know, there are complete dependent type people that are grown that depend on you for everything. They actually budget your income into their lives. They actually budget your money into their bills. They actually budget your time and schedule your time into their time. Everybody has 24 hours a day, but they plan on you donating free of charge your energy, your assets, and your spirit. They will suck the life out of you if you let them. You will become so enmeshed with other people's trash that you have no time and no energy to take care of your own. Right? The newcomer is the most important person at any meeting, but believe you me, your recovery is the most important to you. Make up in your mind that when life blows me a direction, it's going to blow me a certain direction because it's the wind that is assigned to me, not somebody else's garbage. You have to learn how to put your foot down, and you have to tell them, not today. I'll think about that. I will get back to you about that. I need about 48 hours to actually have some time to sit down and pray about it and think about it and weigh it out. No, I cannot drive you 50 miles to go see your child that's in prison. No, I cannot do that. But I will look at my schedule and let you know what weekend I might be able to help you. But I can't just drop everything and do that for you. And if they ask you why not, because I haven't planned on it. I have a whole schedule. I have a whole regiment. And if I'm going to take your circumstance and put it into my life, it's going to be on my terms. I'm going to make the plans for that. Learn how to stand up for yourself. You'll feel so much better. You will absolutely feel so much better. And don't let people, they transfer. They transfer. It's called transference. They transfer their old situations, their relationships into their relationship with you. Know when they're transferring their own garbage and making you seem like you're the problem. Yeah, I have nephews that do that. I have nieces that do that. I have people in recovery that used to try to do that. First of all, I'm not your mom. I'm not your sister. I'm not your child. And you're not my parent. I'm a full grown adult standing on 10. And that's what I'm going to need you to bring into my life. Bring your best self. Because when I show up to life, you can believe I'm bringing my best self. And if I'm not, attribute it to my mind and not my heart. Right? So I hope this helps you today. I really, really, really want you to have the takeaway that you are responsible for your recovery. And as things come up, you need to figure out what type of wind is blowing your way, type of circumstance is this. Is this something that can actually uproot me? Some things that I think that are strong winds in life that can uproot you, that you need to make up your mind before they hit, that you're going to take the proper shelter so that you don't get blown away, you don't get uprooted. Death of a loved one, a divorce, or the breakup of a very important relationship. And I say important relationship or important partnership that was marriage-like, because everybody's not married. So that was marriage-like. I'm not talking about Tom, Dick, and Harry and Susie and Linda. I'm not talking about these people that you just kind of met and developed these friendships with privileges. I'm not talking about that. If you're getting upset over those types of futile relationships that are ending, you're probably a relationship addict because they actually don't deserve or carry the weight of what would be a long-term partnership or marriage. So I'm not talking about that, but that would be a strong wind, a divorce or a breakup. A relapse would be a super strong wind, hopefully not related to you, but maybe if someone that was really like a sponsor or a sponsee. A loss of a job, losing your benefits. If you have government assistance and you lose some benefits, these are things that alter your life. Your housing. A lot of landlords are selling their homes. They don't want to be bothered with the industry. They don't want to be bothered with, discounting their rates of rent to accommodate government assistance. They don't want to be bothered with that. And so they're selling their homes, and people that are living in their homes are having to uproot. All of a sudden, people are unhoused. If you find yourself unhoused, how are you going to maintain your recovery unhoused? It can be done. I've seen plenty of homeless people in meetings and they go regularly. So that's what I want for you to do. I want for you to look at your life, figure out what winds are blowing your direction, and make up your mind that you're going to bend. Right? I hope this has helped you today. I hope that you will have a beautiful day. And I am going to be talking to you tomorrow, God willing.